Mr. Brownfeld, you are suing the defendant, Ms. Corbella, over the purchase of a Nutribullet. You claim that the defendant misrepresented the product and refused to resolve the matter after you tried, so now you're suing for $425 for reimbursement and compensation for the trouble that all of this has caused. Ms. Corbella, you claim that you sold Mr. Brownfeld this Nutribullet as is. It was brand new, and he inspected it and he agreed to the sale. You owe him nothing, but he does owe you for the harassment and the emotional distress, among other things, that this whole thing has caused you. So you're countersuing for $4,842. You're gonna have to explain that one to me. All right, but first, Mr. Brownfeld, you have the Nutribullet in question to show.
I do.
Okay.
However, I discovered 2 days ago this isn't even a Nutribullet. Although it was in a Nutribullet box, it's not a Nutribullet.
What is it?
You know what? I don't even remember. It's taped up. Something with a K. Actually, you know what? I think it's here. This is.
Can you hand that to Officer Finland, please?
Keplug. So in the Nutribullet box.
Hold on. Hold on, sir. Let me actually take a look at what you're referencing. Okay, so knockoff.
Never heard of it, but I'm assuming yes.
I don't see the word Nutribullet.
It's not.
All right, did you bring the box, by the way?
I did.
Let me see the box. And you can hand that to Officer Finley as well. Joan, look. And Ms. Corbella, this is the box that you remember giving to the plaintiff after he purchased it, correct?
Correct.
All right. Let's look at the ad. Can y'all put that up, please? Plaintiff's Exhibit A. Okay, so same box. Says Nutribullet Pro. And can we see the base of this Nutribullet? So it looks different. Ms. Corbella, do you want to explain that?
My dad gave it to me, and it was open, and I just looked at it, and I just assumed.
So you took the contents out before you sold it to the plaintiff?
Correct, and I looked at it and saw that it was a bullet. And you didn't realize that
it wasn't a Nutribullet?
I had no idea what the difference from that and that is.
Well, one says Nutribullet on the base,
Yeah,
and
I see
that
that.
doesn't. This is black, that's silver. So none of that dawned on you when you opened the box.
I mean, honestly, I think he took out what was in there and then put what he wanted in it.
So you think he brought you to court
Sorry.
I mean, yes.
with items that weren't actually in the box? For what exactly?
Well, when he took the items out and looked at it, he said everything was fine, and then...
Okay, let's get to that. So here, we're gonna pass this down. Let's look at the correspondence. So this was the ad that you saw on Facebook Market?
Yes.
Okay. And it was selling for $25.
Yes.
And there's some correspondence between you and her about the item, correct?
Correct.
Ma'am, you actually provided this. He says, "Hi, Holly, is this still available? How many cups does it come with, and do you know the ounces of them? Is this new?" You recall this?
Yes.
Okay. So he was very adamant on the sizing of the ounces, right? And this is what your whole issue is with this item, aside from the fact that you just discovered it wasn't a Nutribullet.
Correct.
But it was the sizing of the cups.
Correct.
Okay, so you wanted a 32 and a 24 ounce.
Correct.
And what did you actually get?
I got 2 16-ounce and 1 little baby 8-ounce cup.
Okay. When you went to her home to pick up the Nutribullet,
Yes.
the box was open.
Correct.
You said you looked in it,
Correct.
and you didn't take the contents out.
No, I glanced.
You glanced at it,
Glanced at it,
and you
stuff was in
trusted
there.
that it was all right.
I don't remember if these were laying down, but I didn't really scrutinize it. But
Okay.
the second I found out, I think I got home, I immediately reached out. I explained the situation, that it wasn't what was advertised in the box, and I would just like a refund.
Ms. Corbella, why didn't you give a refund? Why are we here?
So I was told that he looked in the box while my husband was holding it, and he took things out and looked and said everything was okay, and that he was buying it for his daughter. Like, they had a full-on conversation while he was looking
This is
at
all
the
per
stuff.
your husband,
Yes.
who's
'Cause
not here.
he wanted to come, and I was like, I'm at work, but he needed to come right now. So I was like, okay, maybe my husband can do it. So he looked at everything, and then over 24 hours later is when he started messaging me
Okay. So why didn't you give him the $25 back?
because I was at work.
Okay, so you were gonna give the refund. It was just you didn't have time.
I was thinking about it, yeah. But then I realized that the item I sold him is exactly what I sold him.
It's actually not.
Well, I don't know what that is, but that's not what was in the box.